Hey, Chicago, what do you say? It's the CHGO Cubs Pregame Show podcast. The injuries are piling up on your Chicago Cubs, but they head to the Big Apple to take on the Mets for the first of 4 games tonight. Jameson Taillon on the mound, Luke Stuckmeyer, Ryan Herrera, Cody Delmendo getting you ready with the live pregame show. We will be here for a full hour after the game. Live YouTube chat already lighting up. Ravi first in line.
Ravi.
Tracy, Becky. Hello, everybody. Well, it was an interesting weekend. I mean, what was the one score? 17-0?
Yeah, Matt Mervis with a 81 ERA.
Yeah, that was it. 2 tutties and a field goal. Is that what we were talking about?
I had the Matt Mervis ERA, career ERA, Yadier Molina ERA
ready to go.
Lined up.
And that didn't work
but then
out.
it didn't work out. But then Wisdom came in and got the final out, and he didn't give up any runs.
There you go.
That works just as well.
It did. It did.
Works just as
that was the highlight of that
especially
game.
being a former Cardinal.
Oh yeah,
really plays.
Well, I'm a certified hater, just like Corey. Any chance I get to shit on that organization and Yadier Molina especially, I'm gonna do it.
But
admittedly,
that was the positive. The negative is, to me, not the big loss to the Red Sox or losing the series.
Yeah,
it's another injury.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know what's going on.
Dude, wrap them in bubble wrap, dude.
What?
Yeah,
So now pitching-wise, you have Taillon back. Great. Wicks, Hendricks, Steele, Smiley, Merriweather, Killian?
Yeah, it's
you want to count Killian, fine. But yes, considering the
he's
amount
still
of
a guy
injuries,
you'd be calling up now potentially to use.
He may already he may be up at this point.
And then Bellinger and Seiya when you talk about everyday guys.
I mean, you have 3 of what we presumed were going to be opening day rotation guys on the IL. Jameson Taillon just came back, so it's not like he's been back for a while. Like, he was on the IL, missed a lot of time too. It's putting a very. I mean, it's obviously hurting the team. Not hurting the team record-wise, like they still have a good record, but like hurting as far as like the depth is being tested very quickly. And like fortunately, guys are coming up and having some success. You know, not all of them obviously, but like Crow-Armstrong has hit pretty well actually. Yeah. Since he came up, like Mike Talk's been a little bit bigger of a role now with Seiya and Bellinger both out, and he's been performing pretty well.
Superhero.
Yes, like some guys have come up and helped the team stay afloat, but it's like this depth is being tested for a long time. But on the flip side, it's like we heard all offseason Jed and those guys talk about the depth and taught the depth that they have in the organization. And while we all agreed that it felt deep, a lot of that depth wasn't proven, right? And so to already be testing that depth, but to be having success even with it is like a good sign that, okay, like yes, they could have gone and signed some higher profile players or traded for them or whatever, but they weren't wrong when they were saying like the depth. They like the depth they have in the organization because it has helped them stay afloat and keep a good record and kind of keep up with some of these other teams, especially like the Brewers who just keep winning games. Like
they gave up 30 runs in the last 2 days.
Yeah, so. but like they're there. They're right there with them.
So. But outside of that,
shout out
so
Anthony
you're
Rizzo.
Saying there's a chance.
Number 300 over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
As the Bible verse goes, God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers, and we are the tough soldiers in this scenario. I don't really know what to say.
Silver lining, nobody has a season-ending injury.
Yeah,
there haven't been any surgeries yet. Yeah. Like, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan's right when it comes to the front office really pushing the whole depth thing. And, as much as it sucks, we are getting a look at some guys that we need answers on. I know everyone's down on Mervis, and everyone was down on PCA until he came up and lit the world on fire the last 4 games he's been in. Which is crazy because Mervis was mashing at AAA and PCA was playing terrible.
Yeah.
As far as the results not being there, right? And then, you got, Canario hasn't really taken advantage of the opportunity. It's been so bad that he's not even getting every day at bats now, which is rightfully doesn't really deserve them considering how Tauchman's been playing. I think they're going to use him more against lefties at this point. I mean, he didn't play at all this weekend, you know? So, yeah, that's like I said, the only pro of this, I said this last week, the only pro of this is that we're seeing some young guys get some run. We're seeing them in, trying to form a role on a major league team, and we had all these questions about a lot of dudes, and we're getting some sort of answers. Admittedly, I am down on Mervis right now. The guy keeps rolling over to second or first base or striking out. For him to have value on the Cubs, he's got to slug. Corey and Brendan said that last night on their show. He's got to slug because he's not they're not going to use him defensively. He's always going to be your DH. He's got to hit. And so far, outside of, hitting a ball to the first base side in the right spot last night, he hasn't really done much of that. However, he did have a hit on Friday that helped drive in a run too. But as far as slugging, as far as extra base hits, as far as hitting the ball over the wall, hasn't done it yet. Hasn't even shown it. Hasn't even threatened it, right? And they need that. They need that from him. So, and then on top of it, your guys who are playing every day, Hap, I have people, you manifested it, Luke, by tweeting it. People mad about Hap hitting third, and it's who are you going to put there? Yeah. Bush, I guess? But even
we're back to Hap hitting third.
But even then, personally, I think Hap is a better hitter than Michael Bush. And at this point, of what we know, because of the years of experience that we've seen Ian Happ, you want your best hitters to get the most at bats. So Nico and Tauchman, who've been the hottest hitters in the lineup, I'm fine, and I'm okay with Hap hitting third considering the scenario. Someone on TikTok today was telling me we need to bat PCA second. And listen, I know he's had a great 4 games, but if it ain't broke, don't change anything. The guy was not doing shit in AAA, so I like him down there in the 9-hole. The lineup that Craig Counsell's putting out with the roster that we have, I don't know how you can complain. Maybe move Morel down just because he hasn't, he still hasn't kind of got back to that, to where he was at the beginning of the year.
That's who they really need to get hot.
But I think we can all say that he did take some positive steps last week. Last night's game was terrible, but he also hit a liner to right field right into a glove, of course. But, he almost hit a homer on Friday. I thought he hit the ball harder. He was making more contact this past week. So hopefully this is the week that he starts to break out of that, this 2-week slump that he's been in. But, other than Morel, what do you, I don't want Swanson hitting fourth. We are in a predicament where, again, we are, Brennan said it perfectly last night, we are lucky to be 17-11 given everything that's happened. Mm-hmm. So, and like you said last week as well, at least be 500 by the end of May. That's, to me, that is the goal. If you can stay at this level through the end of May, that's a massive W.
Keep
but if
the
you're
boat
at least
afloat.
at 500, but if you're at least at 500 by the end of May, you're okay. Yeah. So I understand fans wanting to complain about the lineup and this and that, but this is a ridiculous amount of injuries, man.
Yeah.
Jordan Wicks now,
it feels like 2021.
Fuck, man.
We haven't seen this since was it 2021 when they had to use 68 or 69 guys because they had so many.
Sounds right.
No, but I think there's also Cody mentioned getting looks at guys that you kind of need answers about with this, and I think that was one silver lining. And when Hendricks went down, when we talked to him at Wrigley last week, and I actually asked him what that means as far as is that a silver lining? Young guys are going to get to come up and get some time and get to see them, and he said that it was. He said that's the positives you have to take from this. You're going to use so many guys throughout a season. So when it gets crunch time there at the end of the year, this is going to be a huge positive that these guys have gotten this experience early, gotten the at-bats or the innings under their belts. We're going to have to use them a lot all the way through October, so it'll be fun to watch this whole process and how they adapt to it. And I think that's very valid as when some of these guys came up in September last year, it wasn't time to get looks at them. It was time to we have to win ball games, and if these guys can help us in specific roles, great, but we can't just start throwing them out there and hope that they can win us ball games. So having this happen now in April, getting to bring guys up and get looks at them, and obviously, again, you're still winning games with them, that is beneficial because, as your team gets healthier. Like Crow-Armstrong is going to go back down. That's what Craig Counsell even said when Bellinger and Suzuki and those guys all get healthy. But later in the season, if they need Crow-Armstrong, he's had the experience. He's had some development at this level. He's gotten more pitch or seeing more major league pitching at this point. That in the future when he does come back up, like you're a little bit more confident in what you've seen out of him.
Well, I mean, it's definitely encouraging what we've seen. He's hit the ball hard. I mean, not only the homer on Thursday, but I felt like he had great at bats against the Red Sox this weekend. You could tell though he did have to face a lefty on Saturday, and that didn't go well. But against right-handed pitching, he's been giving good at bats. He was a big part of the rally that happened last night in the comeback.
Yeah.
He started the inning off with a hit. Then Nico got a hit, and then Tauchman hit the homer. Like, he's kind of igniting the Cubs offense in a way, but again, you got to limit expectations, and you don't want to put him in a role where you're expecting something out of him. So I like him down there in the 9-hole.
And I know it hasn't even been like 2 months of baseball, right? It hasn't been a month of baseball. But when you look at the pitchers that have stepped up, I think you can easily say so far Imanaga and Assad have stepped up.
Absolutely.
You wanted something answered about those two guys. We weren't 100% sure. Even Imanaga, we weren't sure about what they were going to give us. You feel real good about it. Now you need somebody on the offensive side. Now Bush has been that guy kind of off and on a little bit, but he looks like that guy that offensively is going to step up. Morel at parts has looked like that guy. But can Canario, can Mervis, can PCA, can somebody out of that group be a guy that you really count on for the core moving forward? That's what you're trying to learn here in these first couple months while you're treading water and hopefully staying above 500. But if you're not, that's the kind of answer I'm looking for. Can I see Canario get hot and start to swing the bat and show me that he's worth having in this franchise? Or can it be, I mean, what if Morel was hurt on that play at third base? Yeah. What if you weren't just talking about Wicks?
Well, then there's someone that you were talking about.
You could always call it my guy Slaughter. Give him a shot.
He was always your guy.
Yeah,
right. He's always been my guy. I've been trying to tell you guys for a long time now. Check out this Slaughter guy.
The first I heard of it was you talking about it. So
definitely.
Well, everybody knows that Slaughter's my guy.
I mean,
Matthew Gregory now says it. That's the second guy I've heard to say it. Matthew says maybe we should just call up Jake Slaughter.
Yeah.
Gary's head is exploding in his house
when
right
he
now.
hears this.
We're just giving Gary crap. It's
I know.
fine.
Love you, Gary.
Just have fun.
Yeah. I think if there was any question last night for me about last night's game and how it ended, it's why was Madrigal pinch hitting for Mervis late in the game?
Yeah.
And especially after the at-bat before where he actually put the ball in play and it drove in a run. He was part of the comeback, I didn't understand that. But, and I say this because you bring up the third base thing, and it's like, if Morel would have gone down,
you would have had to. Slaughter would have had to have been on the roster.
People would have been calling for Matt Shaw, but
that would have been the move.
I don't think the Cubs would have done Matt Shaw. I actually do think it would have been Slaughter
or a Madrigal Wisdom kind of mix.
Or Wisdom. But I just
don't do this.
That's setting yourself up for failure if you're asking me, because I think Wisdom has done well in his role since he's come back. He's barely played, but when he does play,
was that Friday?
Yeah.
Right.
When he has played, he's taken advantage of the opportunity because Craig Counsell's put him in positions to succeed in matchups that benefit him. Now, again, I don't understand Madrigal batting for Mervis in the DH spot last night, but
what about batting third? Could he bat third?
Don't do that to me.
Yeah.
Don't do
Take
that
Hap
to
out
me.
of third and put Madrigal in there.
He hasn't homered yet. He's due.
What do you want out of Taillon tonight?
At
least 5. I'd say 6.
Yeah.
Look, he's
considering what's going on.
His baseball savant looks nice. His expected ERA is around is below 3. He's not getting the whiffs or the strikeouts that you want, but he's not walking dudes, and guys aren't really barreling the ball up against him in a major way. So I think he's pitched well early, and I feel like the Cubs need him to eat some innings tonight because it was basically a bullpen game yesterday with Wesneski, who was great last night. Even, he still kind of struggled against lefties, got lucky on a couple balls not leaving the yard.
Yeah.
But, like Taillon, this is where you earn the paycheck, man. to me, this is where Taillon earns the
You
paycheck.
got to be a stabilizing force right now. Well,
He has to
need
be,
it.
yeah.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, New York, the Mets were one of his best starts last year. Yeah, 7 innings, 2 earned runs on August 8th. That was like kind of when he was starting to show more signs. Yeah, it was in Queens. But that was when he started showing signs of like, okay, this second half, and maybe he is getting closer to what the Cubs need him to be. And that happened against the Mets on the road. So, no, I think when you look at that first start, he went 5 innings, probably could have gone deeper, but he was at that pitch. I think he had 73 pitches, and so that's where they ended his day. And then his last start, 5 2/3, probably could have been a little bit longer, but that was when Counsell chose to take him out, and I think matchups or whatever had a part to play in that. So, yeah, I think Gary said Luke is evil.
Gary has joined the chat. Says I'm evil. I don't know what you're talking about, Gary. Gary, the biggest form of flattery is when I give you grief.
Yeah, I think so too.
But yeah, no. So I think Taillon, and he said it himself. Like he wants to go a little bit longer than his first 2 starts, and especially that first one. Like he acknowledged like he's obviously on that pitch count, but put himself in position to go longer. So that's just some length, right? Quality start's fine for now. It's his 3rd start of the year. Again, 6 innings. If we're sitting here 10 years ago, 6 innings, we wouldn't be calling it length.
No.
But the way baseball goes now and the way that the rotation just hasn't been able to cover the amount of innings you feel like they've needed to, 6 innings tonight for Taillon, 6 efficient, solid innings, right? Like don't go 6 innings and give up 6 runs. Like 6 innings, 3 runs or less. Like that's a good start for him. It's obviously a quality start, and puts the Cubs in position to win. And I think that's what you need to see out of him.
I'm calling for a shutout. I want a shutout.
Last time he was in New York, he basically did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So. Give us a shutout.
I mean, like I said, his expected ERA right now, 2.32, 91st percentile. Mm-hmm. Look at me using Baseball Savant.
Wow, look.
Credit to me.
Does that say Imanaga right now is an all-star?
No, but Delmetrics does.
Delmetrics does. The vibe test tells you.
The vibe
all-star.
He was great on Friday again. Like he has been everything they could have asked for to this point. Kind of, I don't want to say that it could be like Seiya in 2022 where he has that hot month and then falls apart in May when the league kind of adjusts. However, it is in the back of my mind. But he's giving you great innings right now when you absolutely need it. And so he deserves a lot of credit, and he's an easy player to root for.
You know what I'm thinking is going to be a vibe? Friday 120 Club.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be big time this Friday. We're going to do a live I don't know if everybody knows, but we're going to do a live post-game show afterwards.
Kind of hinted
home,
it.
Right? On Friday?
Almost home Friday.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we're going to go Murphy's before. This is all because of our friends at Circa. Murphy's before. Then we go to the bleachers. I got my ticket in my phone today.
Ooh.
Booked. Then almost home for the post-game show. I got to get my Friday 120 Club shirt in time, though.
Is it not?
I haven't ordered it yet.
Oh, that's on you then.
It's on me. It's on me. Otherwise, I'm going to have to wear my Slaughter jersey.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah.
What if it were Slaughter's first game?
Oh,
man.
That would be like the best day of your life.
It's me and my only guy in the whole stadium in my Slaughter jersey.
Yeah. As the biggest Slaughter supporter there is.
They call it a Slaughter stand.
Yeah.
Slaughter.
I think that's
stand.
what the kids say,
Slaughter
stand.
Yeah.
Big Riz.
I asked the people on Instagram last week like for sign ideas for this game because it's against Milwaukee.
Yeah. What are you thinking?
I'm not going to reveal any, but I sent a few to Braggs, and so all I'm saying is the haters are going to be mad once again.
The haters are going to hate.
The haters have been mad the first 2.
The haters are going to hate.
It's got to be something about Counsell.
Yes. We'll just go with that. It has to be something to do with Counsell, yes. So,
there you go. Yeah.
I look forward.
It makes sense.
I look forward to the entire state of Wisconsin crying. I do. There's nothing. Well, that's the second most the second most thing that I love in this era of life that I've lived in. Number one thing is whenever Cardinal fans cry.
Right.
Milwaukee fans, number 2.
Right.
But yeah, shout out to Braggs for making all the signs because I'm not an artist, and also his daughter for coloring them.
Although last time he brought him here and he tried to show it on the chat,
God.
and it was
You
just a
couldn't
white.
see
It was
it.
just
You
a white
couldn't
screen.
see
It was
it.
like Braggs. These are
Good
bright
job.
white lights. You have to at least color in the words.
You gotta outline it.
It's like if you just showed my face, it would just be like. Okay, so Friday 120 Club. We're looking forward to that, and then tonight you look at the lineup. I love Talkman batting second. By the way, you won Friday. Is that what you're telling me? You won Fridays. Who you got?
Yeah, PCA had 2 hits that day.
And then the next day, I took.
I don't think anyone won on Saturday, to be
Well,
honest.
Saturday, there were
I
2
took
hits.
PCA again.
And you had a double, and I had a single. Who did I have? I think it was Talkman.
Yeah.
And it was like, I don't know. Maybe I lost because
they
your
lost
guy had an
17
extra
to
base.
0, so.
Your guy had an extra base hit.
Yeah.
I really don't
But then
think
I
anyone
took
deserved to
Talkman-
win
I
on
took-
Saturday, if I'm being honest. Like,
Yeah.
that was 17.
We should all take a loss.
Yeah.
I won yesterday with Talkman.
Yeah.
Credit to you.
Oh, we got a super chat. Look at this, a pregame super chat. On the
Victor
bright side,
Cruz.
Morel has shown a lot of improvement at third. True. Hope Swanson can figure it out defensively. Hope the team can get healthy. Go Cubs. Victor, thank you. $4.99. Appreciate that.
As far as Swanson's defense, I mean, I've been hard on him defensively to start the year, and I think it's rightfully so because he's had some blunders out there that someone of his caliber makes. However, last night, after watching the highlight over and over, I feel like the big question is why wasn't Happ playing in closer?
I think part of it is just like,
Considering it was first and third with 0 outs
Well, I think
in the
part-
9th inning.
I think part of it is like, and the people have been making the argument that anything over his head scores the guy anyway. Like, sure. But it's also like, yeah, if anything over your head scores the guy, wouldn't you want to play a little bit deeper to make sure you at least give yourself a chance in case it's a deeper fly ball? That and the fact that if you're running over your head to catch a ball, there's no way you make a good throw home in time to get the guy. If you're coming in to catch a fly ball, your momentum's taking you to home plate. You have a better shot at a stronger throw.
Sure.
The thing was that ball was just perfectly placed. Like, Happ wasn't close enough really to make a play on it. Swanson, like, it was just a little too far from him, or it was a little too far for him to make a good play on it, and obviously he wasn't able to corral it. It was just I can't really blame the defense on that one. It was just a perfectly placed ball. It didn't hang up enough.
I mostly blame the fact that Leiter walked the leadoff hitter, but you know it was a bloop hit, and he did put it in the perfect place, and that's why Brennan has said this a lot. You know, these late inning guys, they need to get more whiffs because it removes the odds of chaos happening, and that's chaos. Like a bloop hit to win the game. Are you serious? Like, I'd rather lose on a walk-off 3-run homer, to be honest. But I know a lot of people were saying, "Oh, it's another one they should have won," and it's like 30 minutes before the game ended. I think we all thought the game was lost. It was 4-0, and they made a nice comeback, and I give them a lot of credit. But who would you? Leiter's been the best reliever for the Cubs this year, and he's been used in those late inning moments like that before too.
Yeah.
I didn't hate that Leiter was out there. It was 2 lefties to start the inning, and he's been great against lefties. So yes, I do think that they will get some bullpen help at the deadline, but in the scenario that we're in now in this moment, like the only thing I can blame is the fact that he walked the leadoff hitter. Anytime you walk the leadoff hitter, you're setting yourself up to lose late in the game like that.
Always. Almost always.
He had him down
right?
0-2. 0-2. The guy didn't do anything all night. Just attack, man. Just attack. And listen, he's gotten the whiffs before. We've seen him get out of big innings like that. So, again, that time it didn't work, and it sucked considering they reeled us back in. But
Sarah,
I don't view that
sorry.
game. I don't view that game like I did, other losses.
Sarah's running the 1s and 2s. Pardon me, Cody.
Where is
Sorry, the
where's
mic's not
Barb?
on.
Sarah's
Hi.
back.
Barb's not here yet.
Barb, where are you?
I know.
Not here yet.
She'll probably show up in postgame.
Sarah came
hopefully.
back to save the season is what happened.
Oh.
She's 17-0. She's like, that's it. I'm done with the Sox. I'm only doing Cubs from now on.
Gary, why does Gary keep saying that I jinxed Merriweather? I think the real jinx was Gary being mad that Craig Counsell used him in the 7th inning of a blowout. Because then the baseball guys were like, you know what, Gary, you're not happy about it? We're just going to take him away from you. So there you go, Gary. You jinxed him. You jinxed him.
Sarah, did you have a chance to make our Who You Got?
Ew.
I did have a
Thanks.
chance.
Let's do that. And then, is Gary really mad that I...
No.
He doesn't really
not.
think I'm trying to make him mad.
Hopefully not.
Again, it's like a form of flattery. We're giving him
all
all
I
the
do is
attention right
rib
now.
people. That my whole life is digging a little
I
bit.
acknowledge
Came
you,
up to
Gary.
I
me.
take a stick and I poke a little bit,
came
pretty
up to
much
me,
all day.
he came
I
up-
acknowledge you, Gary, the tribal chief of CHGO. Acknowledge you.
He came up to me Friday on the second day of the draft, walked straight up to me, showed me a tweet from Tommy Birch about Jake Slaughter. And I was like, dude, with the injuries happening, man, we might see him. We might actually see him.
He's
Like,
right.
I
We
mean, I
might
don't
see
know
him.
what to tell you, man. Like, I hope, for your sake, I hope we see him, dude. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what you want me to say.
When he comes up and hits 20 homers for this team this season, we will print a shirt that says Gary was right.
Gary was right.
There you go.
Yep. Just
Gary
like
was
obvious
right.
shirts made one for Lisa.
That's right.
That's true.
All right, who you got? Who you got? I was going to take Slaughter, but he's not up yet, so I'm not taking Slaughter. And I'm sticking with the Palatine Pounder, the mid-suburban league mauler, Mike Talkman. They were out of town, but I did go to the Egg Harbor Cafe in downtown Arlington Heights this weekend, and I thought I saw Talkman. They're like, no, they're out of town, and he's dominating. I'm wrong. It's not him. But there's another guy in Arlington Heights that looks like Talkman. So I'm sticking with Talkman. I ride with him.
Yeah.
I'm going Morel because I've read enough slander about Morel to tell me that everyone thinks this guy's cooked. So it's time to once again pull out the power of manifestation. I started taking him when he couldn't play defense. He started playing defense. All right. So this week we get Morel right because I took PCA for 4 straight days.
Yeah,
and
I'm
he
surprised
hit.
you didn't go today with the revenge game.
Well, let's see the
Old
revenge,
organization. Greg
the-
Brindle's going PCA.
Yeah, a revenge series is manifested itself. It doesn't need my power of manifestation.
Revenge series. It's always on the
for
watch.
the revenge series, right?
All right.
It's always on the
You're
watch.
always on
so,
a revenge series watch.
You know,
I took Nico.
he's like the best player on the team
Yeah.
right now. So.
I mean, he's hitting really well. And
Big of you.
I need a win apparently because apparently I'm like 3-20 according to. Luke's.
Oh yeah, I got to add them all up.
Yeah.
Well, Cody's.
I'm going through it today. Conveniently, you guys.
You're gonna go through all of them.
Conveniently, you guys added up all the win totals when I wasn't here.
It took all game long. I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, guys,
Luke
I'm not
sat
giving
there
out
and did it
names.
all
I want
himself.
you to vote on this is this line, this is this line, this is this line.
Yep.
Yeah.
He didn't. It took him literally 6 innings to count them all up.
Yeah, and I'll do it in 3, and I'll show
right.
you where I have wins that you guys just. Again,
I'm
you
gonna
guys
need-
did it when I wasn't here, so I couldn't argue my case for any of those games.
If you're able to leave the names out, just show us the matchups.
You gotta add
and
them
show
all
us who
up.
won, and it's got to be printed out. It's got to be printed out for me so I can see documentation of it.
yeah, that's,
You gotta.
I don't
You
think I have a
can't just
printer
do
in here.
yours. You got to do everyone's.
I'm doing everything.
Print it out,
yeah.
and then hopefully
it'll show that I
highlight it.
have
We'll
like
give
maybe
you-
5 or 6.
Once you do so, I will give
3
you
wins.
lots of credit because that's a lot of games to go back and add up.
Victor Cruz would like a bet for tonight, Cody. You got a hit parlay?
I'm taking Nico to go to not strike out. You can get a plus 130 on a certain book. But I think for as far as a home run tonight, I do think Michael Busch goes yard tonight.
Bush. Well, that would be Corey. Corey took Bush.
Yeah. I think Michael Busch has a big game tonight.
Corey loves Bush.
Severino likes to throw a fastball.
He picks Bush a lot.
Yeah.
Busch
Cassie's
has
going
been hitting
Gomes.
a lot of fastballs. Yeah.
Corey probably pick Bush every day if he could.
Well, yeah, he loves Bush.
Yeah.
There it is.
Cassie says Jan Gomes homer. Okay.
Sucky wants to kill more tree.
I don't even know. Are you getting high? Is that what you're trying to say?
Because I want you to print out the.
Oh, to print out the documentation?
Right, I still like paper.
Oh, so you hate trees. Okay. That makes
I don't even
sense.
want direct deposit. I want the check in the mail. No, I
Okay.
don't. I'm not that old. Thanks for checking out the pregame show. Thanks for the 2 thumbs downs. Appreciate that as well. Assume one might have been from Gary today. That's all right, Gary. I still love you. Make sure you're here for the postgame show. Full hour after the game. And we'll recap who you got. Look forward to the next game. And, just generally vibe.
Just vibe.
It's been 48 plus hours since the last time the Cubs won a game, so it's time to win a game.
They're due.
They're due.
They're due. Yeah.
Cubs are due, and the Bears have the best punter in the division. How about that?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, and
Big punter.
the White Sox are 3-0 since they drafted Williams, so
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
the city's safe.
Oh, wait. Didn't you take Caleb Williams on Saturday?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe you did.
So I should win
I guess,
Saturday.
nah. We'll see.
Actually, I took him on Friday.
Whatever day it was.
Took him on Friday,
see.
and you guys Apparently don't like Caleb Williams, but that's on record. We've got it. Thanks for checking out the pregame show. See you after the game. Until then,
a good story.
fly the W.
We all silly like the mayor.